Hey guys, this is going to be a really quick section. Well, not section, but this particular video. And I just want to go over the basic Heroku commands, just so there's no confusion and you know what we're doing when we push to Heroku. It's basically acting as sort of a web host for us. We have our local version, and then when we're done, say for the day or for the programming session, then you'd push it to the remote server, which can be accessed at your app name .heroku.com. So the first thing we're going to do, and we're going to do this in the second video of this section, so don't worry, we're going to actually do it as opposed to just reading about it. But the first thing you would do is log, and this is assuming that you already have a Heroku account set up and you already had used it. Basically, if you went with chapter 1, if you went along and did the work. So what you would do is open a command line and go to the app directory, as we've been doing, and then go and type in Heroku login, and it'll ask for your email and your password. And this is the email and password that you signed up with when you signed up on Heroku.com. And if that goes well, it'll say authentication successful, and it'll say that it's updating your SSH key, which I'll show you in a couple more slides. And I figured I'd put this in here. When you run a Heroku command, any command, there's a background process that checks to see if the version of the command line interface that you're using is the most recent. And if it isn't, it checks that about every 5 minutes, and if it isn't, it will download the newest version and it'll put it in. This path is actually a Linux path. On Windows it would be on the C drive, in the users directory, and then in the username directory you'll see this Heroku folder. To create an app in Heroku, which we already did, you shouldn't have to do this in this video or in this app because we've already done it. You type Heroku create, and what that would do is give us it'll assign us a funny name, like we had that nameless something, and obviously you had something different because they're unique. So it'll just assign a crazy name to your app. Or you can use Heroku create and then create the name, which I don't know why we didn't do that in the first place. And it also allows you to create staging apps if you want to have a staging site too. So you would just do Heroku create and then the name and then remote staging. Okay. Now SSH keys is a way of validating a user or a local machine to work with an online repository at Heroku. So your keys have to match, and you should have already done this. If the first time you log in with Heroku and create an app, it should generate the keys for you and you should be all set. But if you are getting some kind of message like it's the wrong public key or anything like that, you can regenerate an SSH key using this command here, Heroku SSH keygen. And it may or may not add it on its own, but if it doesn't, you could do Heroku keys add, and that should add the new SSH key to your application. And all your keys are located in this folder, in the username .ssh folder, which is hidden by default, but you can unhide it and go in it and look at your SSH keys. If you're going to generate a new key, you probably should just delete the directory altogether, this SSH directory, because it'll create a new one. And here we have the very basic workflow of using Git with Heroku. If you were using something like github.com, there'd be a little more to this, but if we're just using Heroku, you just add. This means the period here, the dot, it means add all. So it's adding all to the local repository, and then you want to commit. All right, so use the git commit, and this AM just means, the M means that it's not going to take you to a third screen to add your comment. You can just add it here. Alright, and the A is for, say you deleted a file. If you didn't have this A here and you committed it, it wouldn't sync with it. It wouldn't delete the file on the server. So in order for that to happen, you need to add this A tag or option, and then you just have your comment. And then after you commit, everything's committed, you're done, and you're ready to put it on the server. You just do git push Heroku master, which would push everything that you committed to the Heroku server. So that's it. Real quick, I just wanted to show you the basic commands, because I'll be using this throughout the series, so just so you know what's going on.